A lawyer shall not enter into a business transaction with a client or knowingly acquire an ownership, possessory, security, or other pecuniary interest adverse to the client unless the transaction in terms of which the lawyer acquires the interest are fair and reasonable to the client and are fully disclosed and transmitted in writing in a manner that can be reasonably understood by the client. Again, the transparency model. Number 2, the client is advised in writing of the desirability of seeking and is given a reasonable opportunity to seek the advice of independent legal counsel on the transaction. And the client gives informed consent in a writing signed by the client to the essential terms of the transaction and the lawyer's roles in the transaction, including whether the lawyer is representing the client in the transaction. I want to stop here for a moment. And during the course of today's presentations, there have been discussions about other issues that may arise not directly as a result of the Chinese drywall litigation, but practical issues about, for instance, contractor fraud, remediation in the remediation context, and also contractor fraud in the initial installation and workmanship of the Chinese drywall. The reason why I stop specifically at this rule is I have been involved in a litigation where the opposing side's partner, one of the main partners, was actually a silent partner in the contracting company. This information was never communicated to the client that they were representing. The information came out during the course of discovery, actually. The lead general contractor, who was the named party for all intended purposes, went ahead and testified that, in fact, the counsel for the insured that was seeking, that was submitting the claim, was in fact a silent partner in his corporation. Needless to say, not only did this provide a lot of interesting reading material for the judge in several papers that were filed with the court, the client of the opposing side was irate. Again, the transparency model is a very simple model to follow and a very good general rule of thumb, transparency altogether.